What is up, guys? So today I'm going to be getting the car ready for the first start of this year. That includes doing stuff like fluids, putting some oil in the cylinder head so I can let it seep through and kind of loosen up the rings a bit. And the last thing I had to do was the radiator hose, and that should take not too long. Yeah, so that's really the main few things, other than do a quick little double check on everything and make sure I am ready to start it. But let's get going. So I got some Marvel's Mystery Oil. I'm going to throw that into each of the cylinders just a little bit, kind of let it seep through and loosen up those rings. I bought this radiator hose online because I really need a special bend to make this weird greater than 90 with the elevation change. That should probably do it. First things first, let's get some oil in the cylinder head and let that just sit overnight and start soaking up the sooner the better. So I couldn't find anywhere that really specified how much of this oil to put into each cylinder head. So I just took this clear as an oil pump hose, and I'm probably putting less than a capful. Like, if this is a capful for reference, I'm putting a little bit less than that, so I'm not even putting that much in. But just to give you a reference on how much I actually used, the one on the right is a new bottle, the one on the left isn't. So, I mean, like I said, small capfuls should do the job. But the next thing on the list is the radiator hose. So I got to get these hoses cut up to size and put on and adapted to the new radiator this year. So now that is a beaut. Fits right on there. Yeah, I guess the little trick is to buy a hose that's huge with a bunch of bends that you might need and try them out, because that bend at the first one really worked. So here's the first test fit with the pieces I cut out. So I have an adapter. It's a male-to-male, butt-to-butt adapter. I think I need to cut a little bit more out of this guy because there's some corner crimpling, I don't know what you would call it, and we got a solid fit. I'm going to go ahead and tighten those up. First thing I'm going to put in is some oil. Got 10W30. I'm going to use this stuff for a little bit before I switch over to something better. So while filling this up, I had a lot of old black oil just shoot out real quick, so kind of good to get the bottom of it out. Alright, now time to hang you up on these custom mounts. So I got the oil cooler back up, hooked up, all the wires are routed, or hoses are routed. Now I'm going to do the turbo oil intake, or oil feed. I got this method, I'm going to see if it works. I got this little hose, just big enough to go over the threads. So what I'm going to do is dip it in the oil, put my thumb over top, and create that little vacuum. You know what you did as a kid with the straw? Same concept. Doesn't work. I already got the line off, and I have a clear hose on, and I'm going to try and do this by the capful. I don't know how much oil to preload this with, but got a funnel, oil, let's go ahead and do it. Can you see that? It's slowly going down. I wonder if I spin the turbo at all. Oh yeah, it goes a little faster. If you spin it backwards, the oil goes up. It's kind of weird. I feel like I'm pleasuring my turbo. Come on, baby. That should be good. That was like one tube full or just under a cap full of oil. Alright, let's get it off and put the line back on. Oil cooler's done. Turbo's pre-fed. let's go ahead and put the rest of the oil into the engine itself and let it sit for a minute. You know, just pumping that protein into the car, getting her nice and strong. No, it's just my leftover coolant. This is the coolant I took out of it before I put it away for the winter. It was just good coolant, and I didn't want to, I don't know, waste it, so it's going back. Why not? Start pumping. I still got a lot of air pockets to get out of the coolant lines and the oil, make sure it's topped off. But first I'm going to raise the car up and see if I forgot anything that needs to be, you know, tightened up, screwed up, or whatever the case is, just an extra safety measure. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary down there, so I'm putting the battery in and going to turn it over and get some air bubbles out of the system. Yeah, these shocks are bad, so got to use the wood. Let's go grab the battery. Oh yeah. Gotta have the laptop. Ooh, she wanted to start up. Not bad for sitting for a few months, but let's go check the fluids. Gonna give her a little more coolant and a little more oil. She did stir up a little bit. Look at all that oil burning off. So that last run burned most of the oil out of the head, so that's good. Do some power steering while we're at it. Top her off. So right now I'm looking for any leaks, and I noticed one. Of course it's power steering, because power steering is always a pain, but it's accumulating a little puddle and it's creating a drip. This guy right here, not that one, that's something else, this one. So I gotta look at that, but I don't think it'll stop me from driving it per se, just I won't be power steering most of the time, be manually yanking that boy. So yeah, that sucks. So that will just about do it for this video. I put all the fluids in. I still got maybe a couple days or two of running it and getting the rest of the bubbles out. But tomorrow, I hope to have this thing on the road, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to put the wheels on, get everything else set up, and hopefully take it around the block a few times and start messing with the tune, because right now I'm just on a base map. I don't run any positive pressure. If you saw my fuel mapping from earlier, I had nothing in positive pressure. Nothing was changed. It was all, I think, 90. So stay tuned for that, because that's going to be pretty sweet. But I will see you guys then. You guys have a good one. Peace. I'm Dylon Da Silva. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you liked it. Give this video a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all new content every week. You guys have a good one.